Greetings, everybody.
Greetings.
Hello. Hello.
We pardon our dust. We are experimenting with a setup. So, at that point, welcome to a new chapter in Drak and Shadow Live. This is, I have had to say this all week, Alex. This is an experiment. There is no commitment yet. We're making sure it all works.
Yep, hopefully.
Do me a favor, Alex. Raise your camera just a little bit. Because it is unfortunately cutting off your head. There we go. Actually, and now lower it. Now, there we go. That should work. Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
And everybody can be heard. Yay!
Yay.
Okay.
Yay! We did it! We figured out a way to be able to do this. And even though the window says Drak and Drak.
Happy birthday. It's not my birthday.
What was that?
It says happy birthday to me, but it's not my birthday.
It is happy birthday to Shadow. Well, according to Rising Sun, it is. Oh, experiment. Does that mean we're going to blow things up?
Let's
Let's
do it.
Given my who my dad was, yeah, probably. I mean, my dad tried to blow up his house numerous times.
Okay.
I told you this story, right?
No, you never told me
this. His mom hated him. His mom hated him because he actually tried to make gunpowder.
Wow.
Legit gunpowder in the basement. Not for, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, oh, he was a shooter in the making. No, he really wasn't. He wanted saltpeter for other experiments.
The innocence of an era.
Yes, and so in order to make he wanted to be able to make saltpeter, and eventually if you do things right, then that makes gunpowder. And so at that point, yeah, he almost blew it up. He almost blew up their house like 3 or 4 times. So,
Okay.
So, that being said,
Okay.
I completely forgot to bring that over. Oh! So, let me go ahead and swap things over to the live screen. Welcome, everybody. It is good to be able to see you guys. I'm not going to worry about fixing the windows just yet. So, I guess it's Drak and Drak. Drak and Drak are talking to each other. Hi, Drak.
Hi, Drak.
Hello, Drak. Is it a good day for you, Drak?
Goodbye to Drak.
Oh, heck no. We all love Drak. Drak loves Drak so much.
Drak is full of himself.
Well, just a little bit. But that's why he married me, right? So, yes, Drak does seem like he'd love Drak a lot. Well, I guess now we have now it's not the secret affair between Drak and Brinton. It's the secret affair of Drak and Drak. Yep, Shadow is no longer known as Shadow anymore. He's just Drak. He wasn't a shooter. Just crazy. No, he was. No, my dad wasn't. He wanted to be able to do his science experiments, and well, back then you could easily buy those ingredients off the off the shelf, and it just so happened that my family owned a hardware store, so it wasn't like it was going to be any short supply.
That's
so
true.
He just decided that he was going to have an actual chemistry set, and there were plenty of times where apparently my dad got screamed at because all of a sudden you hear this boom down in the basement, and then my grandma would be like, Drak's dad! My dad's name was Mark, but it doesn't matter so much.
Marcus? I don't know. He's
No,
probably
it's
just
Mark.
Mark. Just Mark. Okay.
Yeah, that was like one of the biggest things that was funny that everybody would get wrong about him, because he would go out to, because he was the VP of a chip manufacturer, so like microchips, and so he would go out to like New Hampshire and the East Coast to advertise the chips that they were making, and they always asked him, "Is it Marcus?" And he's like, "No."
No, it's just Mark.
And then what made it even worse is that Indiana Jones was popular at the time, so everybody wanted to make Marcus Brody jokes at my dad's expense, and it's okay because he loved Marcus, but
That'd be funny if your dad's name was Marcus, then that means your middle name would have been Marcus.
Yep. But the sad reality was, and the one regret that my dad had, was that he did not have a good Marcus Brody impression.
Okay.
So, for those who don't know who Marcus Brody is, he was one of the assistants of Indiana Jones. He worked at the same college, I can't remember if he was the dean or not, but
No.
no, he was just part of the department and constantly was defending Indiana Jones to keep his school
Stupid
job.
wizard.
Whee!
Yeah. Well, if
And
anybody,
already we've had our first death.
yeah.
All right, cool.
If anybody remembers Last Crusade, he's the guy who, like, gets lost in the market, and he's like,
Yes.
but
yes.
like, Indy tries to bluff. He's like, he knows everybody all over the place. He'll blend and disappear.
Yeah. So thankfully, Sala, played by the wonderful, ever vigilant John Rhys Davies, did save him. And of course, the favorite quote of Marcus Brody that my family loves to quote is at the very end of Last Crusade, which is, "Henry, Indy, follow me. I know the way." Yeah.
Got lost in his own
So,
museum once, huh?
Alex, you are now considered cool Drak.
I am
Oh,
cool Drak.
okay. I see how it is. Now Shadow is going to buy me Jack in the Box. Are you? Why aren't you buying me Jack in the Box?
Because we don't have a Jack in the Box up here.
We keep on saying that we're going to do that when we go to St. George. I think we need to make good on that eventually. We need to go try Jack in the Box and maybe make sure we're high when we do it. I don't know.
Last time I went to a Jack in the Box was in California.
And was it good?
I remember. Yeah, I remember. Cause I ate there a few times.
I have done White Castle, but only in an airport. And so I had an argument with somebody a while back that if it was in an airport, it doesn't count.
Oh, I
Because-
thought that was the one you liked.
What, Jack in the Box?
Or White
Or
Castle.
What? There is no White Castle here.
Yeah, I think it's only on the East Coast.
Yeah, because I had it at the Atlanta airport. So I can't remember if we were arriving or leaving Atlanta at the time, but I agree. White Castle and airports don't count. yeah. A friend of mine had like a weird theory that if you're in an airport, it's like international territory or interstitial territory. He actually used that term, and so at that point, you technically aren't in the state yet. I'm not sure that the state feels that way, but okay. So yes, I've had White Castle, you've had Jack in the Box, now we just need to be high while we do it.
Why do you need to be high to do it?
Because that's the joke.
It's just
Okay.
a place
The only
stoners.
people that go to Jack in the Box and White Castle are people that are high out of their mind. Because like 80% of the stuff that they make is just, it only makes sense that you'd be eating it if you were stoned or high or drunk. It's just like it's just like for the raw calories is why you're doing it. But anyway, happy Saturday, Alex.
Yeah,
And
happy
it's
Saturday.
actually been a while since we've been able to make it. Now I want White Castle. Yes, we've accomplished our job,
And
Alex.
no, I'm not currently high.
Well, that just says that you're not currently high. It doesn't mean that you won't be high later. Now, Rising Sun, did you hold Komori to our agreement that when he does his 25-hour stream, the last hour of that 25-hour stream has to be him playing your newest dating sim? Did you get him to agree? If not, I will find where Komori is, and I will make sure he agrees.
I want to make a dating sim.
Well, he made a Taco Bell dating sim.
I know. I'm
One
just
that I still need to make time to go play, because I have not had the time, unfortunately, because being an adult sucks, and I've had other things to do. Because I've actually wanted to go through it just to see what he did. I was too busy keeping Komori's chat from catching on fire to make him promise that. So that's like every other time that you're on chat with Komori, so I don't see the problem. As I've learned, when it comes to Komori, when it comes to yours doesn't necessarily light on fire, but when it comes to Komori, his chat lights on fire quite a bit. And how do you feel about getting back into Spyro? It's been forever.
has been forever.
But, I mean, here's the thing, is that, with this experiment, guys, if it actually works out, we might be able to do this a lot more consistently.
Can you
So-
climb on those stairs and jump over?
Yeah, I guess. It
Spyro
just takes me to
brings
the same
back
place anyway.
True.
I forgot about the stairs there. I thought it was gonna take me somewhere special.
So basically what Rising Sun is telling me right now is that I ought to make him moderator, and then that would make sure that he stays to moderate in chat, and he never leaves to go watch anime. We've solved our problem, Andrea. We have a way to keep Rising Sun in the chat forever.
Spyro brings back memories. Yep. Either that or just offer him
You
to-
assume I take moderator duties seriously. Well, yeah, because Tamori.
It's either that or just kind of bribe him with Taco Bell to stay.
It does work. I've got to admit, it does work. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm having to do a little bit of work tonight because I'm trying to arrange an interview. Unfortunately, we can't do it via like Skype or Discord. We have to do it via email. But I actually have an interview with an indie game dev in the next little bit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Did you see the podcast last night?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I've been following a dev over the last week because of some stupid crap that's going on, and I actually read the article on what's going on. Basically, a dev of a game called Domina is basically like I haven't been able to see too much of it, but it's like a gladiator sim. It's got like Diablo mechanics, but it's also got like simulator mechanics of like managing your gladiator team.
Okay.
So I haven't been able to do too much into it, but so the dev decided that he like in his patch notes he started to interject his own personal opinions into it. And Alex, you've played a number of games that require patch notes. I'm pretty sure Blue Reflection has patch notes.
Yeah.
Are you required to read those patch notes?
No.
Does someone from that dev team sit you down and make you read the patch notes?
Wonder
No.
how you get that dragon.
So at that point,
Where's the dragon?
nobody...
It was over.
What you're basically saying, Alex,
Instead
is
of-
that if somebody tries
It's
to
like around that
interject
corner.
their own opinion into their patch notes,
Like look to your right.
you
It was
aren't
up there.
Okay.
forced to read them. And therefore, you don't have to read said opinion.
Okay.
So, this guy did, and I've seen the dumbest things put into patch notes, alright? I have literally seen somebody do this in patch notes, and it was like a Steam Greenlight game. They literally put A, return, B, return, C, return, D, return. They didn't care, you know? Some people take that seriously, some people don't. And in this guy's case, in his most recent patch notes, he interjected his own opinion about whether or not you should wear a mask. Alright?
Right.
So he did that. And, of course, somebody read that. And, of course, somebody got mad about it. I'm still mad at Andrea for not liking my tweet, though. You should be, because Texas Roadhouse rolls are amazing, and she still hasn't shown you that.
What? About the Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah, because you never liked that. You never liked that Twitter post.
I never
You
said.
made me do it.
What?
You made me do it. How dare you? Anyway, so this guy does that, pisses off some idiot on Twitter. That idiot on Twitter goes and does some digging. Turns out that also in a previous patch, he had also
that work?
interjected
Yeah.
his opinion into another set of patch notes, and this one was about his opinion on sites like OnlyFans and Pornhub and how we shouldn't fund them.
Why not?
Because we shouldn't. Because,
Why not?
Because of the, well, in his case, it was the evils of Pornhub.
Remember that these blue thieves have stolen eggs outside the Magic Crafters world as
So,
well.
again,
Don't worry, I'll take care of that.
Alex, do you agree or disagree with this guy?
About funding Pornhub or putting stuff in your patch notes?
Well, putting just in general, okay? Do you like his opinion on OnlyFans and Pornhub as well as masks? I'm gonna say 50. But here's the thing: do you have to read his patch notes?
No, but at the same time, if somebody doesn't like what you have to say because they've dug through your game files, are you really going to be surprised? Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think he took it fairly well. He was just like, well, it's my opinion. What are you gonna do about it? And so at that point, now if they just disagreed with his opinion, that, like, you and I would have that agreement, right?
Right.
Except here's the thing, that's not what they complained about.
Okay.
That was one of their complaints. But then they decided to make, they decided to make outrageous claims that were easily disproven. So, for example, that he had predatory microtransactions in his game.
All right. Now that's
Doesn't have them.
yeah. Now that's
Also, this is
going
the
too far.
one that made me laugh, because this whole tweet was screaming, "Pay attention to me!"
Right.
Supposedly,
Do I already have the egg or something?
the
No, I wonder if he's broken.
he might be broke,
Okay.
because he's not supposed to do that. He's not supposed to. That's his start animation. So before he runs away from you, he does that. So you have to basically reset it.
All right.
So the other one
Or
was
jump across there and see if there's any.
basically that he decided to take out assets that were already
Ow.
in the game
Jeez.
and make them DLC. And the only thing that this guy could give as a reason is that he had bought a skin or something like that in the game Domina, and it was no longer available, and it was being offered to him as DLC. Easily disproven. He just had an error. And I'm pretty sure the guy even helped him fix it, and he still was butthurt about it. So, ultimately, he had a bunch of people making up shit about his game that was not true. There were no predatory microtransactions. It wasn't a broken-ass game where, I think somebody even said, like, he put in, like, half the development time and wasted a bunch of people's money. There's no evidence to that either.
There he goes.
And, yeah, that's where the problem is, right?
Yes.
Don't make shit up.
Yeah.
And so that's where I was laughing head over heels over this whole thing, because when things are just so easily disproven, and on top of that, he's not... The way that these people are making it sound is that, like a Clockwork Orange, he gathered them up from some dark alley and then put them in the chair and put the hooks in their eyes and made them read his patch notes.
Okay.
And that's not what happened!
Okay. Yeah. Nobody. I think you're missing the point a little bit, though. Nobody forced to read the patch notes. It's just more people read them. And they don't like the guy's hot takes.
Okay,
So
and that's totally fine to be able to have.
yeah. Now I'd certainly say
But don't make shit up.
don't make shit up. I agree there.
Yeah,
It's
don't
like
make shit up.
you don't need to make shit up if you think the guy's
Yeah.
full of shit, right? If you don't, you could just say I don't want to support the guy because I don't like what he says or believes
No.
or whatever. Then and say that and move on with your life. You
And
don't.
so I commented on this because I laughed at the story because it's just so stupid, but I totally believe it happened. Immediately, I get the same people in my thread, and a few of them even had this to say, and I'm sure you've heard this before, Alex. You have this many followers, therefore you don't get to have an opinion.
Oh yeah, the clout. The whole.
Yes,
Your clout
yes.
is determined by some number here.
Yes,
concept.
yes. Well, I mean, we've had this in YouTube as well, where like there's like this mentality of like if you have this many subscribers, then you can reach out to somebody
Yeah.
to go interview them or whatever. And I had so many of those that I'm just laughing my butt off because I'm literally talking to these people saying, stop me. Just try and stop me from interjecting my opinion. You can't, because I'm allowed to. And every time, 5 seconds later, they're replying back going, oh yeah, I'm sure you have a small penis. And they're like, okay, whatever. And I'm just laughing at them the whole time. And they just cannot deal. They can't cope. And so I brought that story up, and because I talked about the article, the dev reached out and gave me, I want to say like 10 to 20 codes for Domina. So at that point, I've already said that I will pick up the game and I will try it out, probably on stream, just to let people see what it's about.
Right.
And then I'm gonna give out those codes to the audience
Where are you going?
I'm trying to find the exit.
because I think that was
Go
amazing.
across those platforms again.
Because this guy basically said, he's got a $10 game on Steam, and he just said, here's 10 games for free. So I'm going to show my appreciation there, I think.
Yeah.
And let people buy Domina, or have Domina if they want it. So, yeah, that was fun. That was fun last night. I'm still getting stuff from last night when I kept on telling people, like, you don't have to read the patch notes. And I've seen far sillier and far dumber things put into patch notes. I have literally seen devs threaten to kick you out of the game
I could probably just
if you
exit.
cannot respect people's pronouns. And they have no evidence that they can track that. And they've literally said, we will permaban you from the game. And it was like a $40 game. I believe it was Greenlight. I can't remember. But it was like a $40 game, and they were going to permaban you if you could not respect people's pronouns.
Right.
But you can't prove that I didn't. Like, okay, not only is it an outlandish claim, but you can't enforce it. So I'm just going to sit there and say Apache helicopter, Apache helicopter, Apache helicopter, and there's nothing you can do!
Right.
So, yeah, that was fun. So I got an interview with the guy, and I wanted to actually do the interview live, so we could just sit there and laugh at all the stuff that was being said. But unfortunately, we have to do it via email. So we're organizing it, and you guys can have that very soon.
I think we have enough dragons to move on.
Oh yeah, this was another.
Give it a shot.
This is another thing that they've latched onto. So I tend to edit myself a little bit on Twitter because I actually don't like cursing that much. So I've actually gotten into the habit of, putting expletives in there, just because I like it. Like it's cartoony to me, and therefore I like it.
Oh, so you mean you like do Growlix symbols? Like.
Yeah, so like I put like @ symbol, exclamation point, like all the stuff you'd see in a cartoon.
Right.
When people curse, I do it on my own. And partially the reason I do it is because I have literally put
Actually, I don't know
statements
where to
up.
go.
Like,
you better take over. I don't know where we're
I've
going,
literally
actually.
put up statements.
I want to move on, but I don't know where to go.
Okay.
I've put up statements basically saying like butthurt, and I've had Twitter say I have to censor it. So at that point, I've just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do this from here on in because A, it's fun, and B, I'm being me.
Right.
So now these same people who are giving me crap because I supported this indie developer are giving me crap because I refuse to swear on Twitter.
You refuse to swear, huh?
Yes. How Puritan of me, Alex!
Yes, god damn it, Adam, swear.
You just make me think of the one guy in my high school class that I know. God damn it, quit your fucking swearing! Yeah, no, guys, I cursed plenty. I cursed plenty last night on the podcast. Sometimes I just get mad, but a lot of the time I don't see a point. Like, I actually am trying to be a parent.
You could just run into those guys.
And trying to be a good example. And so Domina has responded, oh, you can swear? Cool. Can you suggest people take off masks here on Twitter? And so he's basically bouncing it back on everybody that decided to join on the hate wagon for me. It's great. But I love it. Apparently you can't swear on Twitter, or if you're not allowed, if you don't want to swear on Twitter, that's against the rules. Or I don't know, I'm a wuss. What's the problem here? I decided to put expletives instead. What? Could somebody, Rising Sun, please explain this to me. What rule did I break? What rule did I violate? I mean, I'm an old fart, so maybe I don't get all things internet, but somebody please explain this to me. Oh my goodness. So, and then of course I know a few people who are already going to be asking this. What did you guys think of Hogwarts Legacy? Alex hasn't seen it. Andrea has?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I only looked at the date of when it's coming.
Yes, so this thing's coming out holidays 2022. And I believe it's coming out for PS4 and PS5, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So this is going to be a separate story from anything that's being done in the movies. In fact, the way that somebody has told me, like, this is not the story of this game is it's not Voldemort related at all.
Okay.
Apparently, it's based in an earlier era of Hogwarts. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it would be like probably.
We're not talking like super early, are we?
No, this is even before, probably even before Tom Riddle. So.
Okay, so yeah, so this is pre-Voldemort. Is it pre-Grindelwald?
Yes. I mean, I guess you would say it's like the late 1800s. So probably around the time if
I should
double.
tweet about that. You know what, Rising Sun? Tweet about whatever you want. Continue to tweet about the Texas Roadhouse rolls. We're totally on board with that, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good, actually.
Yeah. So I can't remember which stream. Well, I think it was God of War: Chains of Olympus that we did, and we were talking about what was it we were talking about? Where you needed to make your own political
dream
statement
of
about
this
something.
world.
And so Rising Sun's like, I will go and make a statement on Twitter right now. And so he did, and it was basically that Texas Roadhouse rolls are amazing.
Okay. So, Hogwarts Legacy, set in the late 1800s, follows a student at
That is
Hogwarts.
super early.
Yeah.
That, maybe Grindelwald and Dumbledore might be kids, but you know what? I'm not even going there. It's late 1800s, which could be like 1850 to 1900. So, yeah, never mind.
Player attends Hogwarts as a late fifth-year student. Player is able to choose their house and attend classes. Yeah, sounds kind of interesting, yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
It'll be interesting. I know that we're going to talk about it on Friday, but it is a gameplay demo, so we're not gonna show the trailer, guys, because it's 30 minutes long. So sorry, guys, you'll have to watch that on your own time.
Let's see. How do we view the map? Maybe. Oh,
The guidebook.
The guidebook.
yeah. I'm just.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Doo-doo.
Sorry, guys. She's
It's been a while.
100%ing. She's completionisting.
No, I'm just trying to figure out where we're going next.
But by the way, Alex, I think I need one of these in my house.
I saw that today.
What is
In case people didn't see this on the Discord, I need this. It's a Bose noise canceling toilet. I need it badly. Everybody will be so much happier for it. Oh my gosh, I saw that and I laughed my ass off. It's not hard to get me laughing these days, but
Whoa! Okay. Oh, it's got a. That's why I'm like, I can't tell. Well, we haven't been here,
Yeah.
so go ahead.
So there was some big news in the anime scene while we were kind of working things out.
okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry, I'm getting this out of the way.
Dog passage. You're on my,
Oh, sorry.
You're on my cable.
Okay, so what happened in the anime industry?
Oh, well,
Did it explode?
yes, it did.
Well, darn it! Rising Sun, you predicted it. All right.
So Funimation is consolidating its streaming service with
Oh
Crunchyroll
yes, I
now.
heard about this.
Yeah.
Did you see the VP's statement from Funimation?
Probably, yeah.
He basically just said, "Drop your account."
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically just said, "Drop your account."
Yeah, because they're consolidating the streaming services now, and everything's
Yep.
going to Crunchyroll.
Everything is going over to Crunchyroll, or I'm guessing eventually it will be called Sony Anime, because that's what I predict will happen because Sony does that.
Possibly, I don't know, because Sony has its own anime arm called, which
Well, yes, they do.
they have
but-
the Aniplex branch. I don't know. I heard that. I think actually the home media brand is going to become Crunchyroll. We're already starting to see it. There's a few new releases
Yeah,
coming
'cause
out.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're going to drop Elation,
Possibly, I don't
that
know.
company name, and just rename everything Crunchyroll. That's at least what I heard last time, and we'll probably discuss this as well because this is big news for people.
Yeah,
I've already had to kind of readjust some things because obviously we're watching
Fruits
Fruits
Basket.
Season 3 and Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Which, speaking of, Andrea, we got some news in that regard. April 6th is when Season 2 starts up.
The Shield Hero?
Of Shield Hero, yeah.
Awesome.
So, we got that as well. Yeah, I was actually going to ask your opinion on the podcast about this. So, what did you think of Funimation going away?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean,
I'm fine with it on a number of levels, but that's just me.
I've been with Crunchyroll. In terms of like streaming, I've been with Crunchyroll longer.
Are they going to basically like help everybody migrate over to Crunchyroll, assuming they don't have accounts at both?
Yeah, like I know for like those who haven't signed up will get like.
Because I know like when WWE Network was bought by Peacock, they helped migrate the accounts over and then also refunded 2 months for the amount of time that it took to migrate.
Yeah, I know they're giving some accounts free, like a free month or 2 or 3 months free. Not me.
What the fuck did we just witness?
I don't know.
See? I curse Twitter! Sorry, I was just looking for a reason to drop
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, I know some people are like getting a free sign-on account.
Yeah.
Not me because I already had an account. Thanks so much for loyal customer. Whatever.
Can we just talk like this entire series like that?
Almost sounds like Marvin the Martian too.
Yeah. Hello, human.
But
I'm
yeah.
going to fire my laser at you. Anyway.
So yeah, and you know, most of the shows I've been watching, either in the current season or Priest, are on Crunchyroll anyway. So it's nice. I was like wondering if I should drop one or the other, just and well
have
now.
we heard if this is going to affect the dubs of any of the things that are currently being worked on?
I think everything's still going on as normal. Like they'll
'Cause I didn't know. Like the one thing I was looking at is because Okratron is so heavily associated with
Funimation.
Does it get absorbed into Crunchyroll? Because I think Sabbath would have some things to say about that.
I think they'll still. I'm sure Funimation is still going to use it. They're still releasing dubs on Crunchyroll.
I mean, like, they own it. Like, so he owns it.
Yeah, I know I know Sabat owns it.
Like, I think he'd have a problem if they tried to take it away from them.
Yeah, I don't think they'll take it away or anything. But as far they're still going to release their dubs now. Just they're going to start putting them on Crunchyroll.
Sure. So the other thing I want to ask you about, Alex, because this one I'm going to bring up on probably on the podcast too, just to get you guys' opinion on it. But have you been following any of the drama that has been unfolding with the Halo TV series?
Not
for Paramount Plus.
No, not really. I haven't. No.
So let me ask you if you have a problem with this, because like you're not the biggest Halo fan, but you have watched like the Halo animation collaboration.
Right.
Kind of thing.
I did. Yeah.
So
Ow.
How would you feel about a Halo TV series that doesn't have the Master Chief in it?
Seems like a really strange idea. Is that the case with this new Halo series? No Master Chief? Wow.
Well, so they're basically pulling a Masters of the Universe revelation. Ow. He will be in the first episode, but then he doesn't show up for the remaining 8.
Okay.
And instead, it's going to focus on a young girl who is now a soldier on the battlefield, and also does not, like, she's very, from what I understand, she's going to be anti-war and all that. But, yeah, it seems kind of weird that if you're going to call this Halo, and the main character of Halo is the Master Chief, that you would call it Halo, and it doesn't have the Master Chief in it.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I mean, they've used Halo before, and it hasn't had the Master Chief. ODST, for example.
Yeah.
That's happened.
And the Legends anime did that too.
Or Halo Guardians, where it had a second main character. But yeah, it seems a little weird to me that you would do that. And of course, the Halo fans are not having any of it. They're like, nah, we're not watching it now. Which at that point, the writers have gone out of their way to just say, oh no, this is still going to be good. And so they decided to make this statement, and I just want to hear your reaction to it.
Okay.
So, when they have discussed how to do this series, they did not discuss or play the video games at all.
Oh, wow.
But They talked about the characters and the
You
world.
know, I think
without
you just
playing the
might
video
be
games.
The dragon to defeat
Okay.
Nasty Orc.
Seems like a
That's me, all right.
kind of a thing you should do.
Now, look, and I clarified this in the podcast last night. So Halo is, I think, directly inspired by a book called Ringworld. Okay, I said Discworld. I'm sorry. It's Ringworld. But Halo, when I say Halo, what comes to your mind initially? And you're not a fan.
Space warfare, and yes, Master Chief.
And yes, Master Chief. So at that point, if you're going to call it Halo, don't you think you should play the games?
Or at least
Because the
have some
games are
knowledge.
called Halo, and the lore is based on the games that are called Halo.
At least equate yourself with it enough, right?
Yeah. You'd think that they do it, but no. They talked about the world and the characters, but never played the games. This sounds like an A project, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even a Halo fan, guys, and you know what? We've actually been requested to try out Halo, Andrea. Maybe we'll try this out instead of we'll try out the actual games instead of the series, because this just sounds like a train wreck waiting to happen, kind of like Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. Which, by the way, again, have you been following that train wreck?
No.
Oh boy! So this is the Amazon Lord of the Rings series.
Right.
So they want to be able to tell a bunch of prequel stories, basically the creation of the Rings of Power,
Okay.
which happened in the Second Age. Except here's a problem, Alex. They don't have the rights to the Silmarillion, which is where a lot of those stories took place.
Okay, so they're gonna have to make
They
up a lot
don't
of shit.
have the rights to the Final Tales, which is pretty much the other Second Age stories that associate with it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the rights to anything. Which
Okay.
means and they've even openly admitted they cannot do canon interpretations of them.
Okay.
But they say that this is going to be just as cool as Lord of the Rings, except it's not going to be canon.
Yep.
And they've already messed up a lot of things, including making one key mistake of not giving female dwarves beards. Yes, female dwarves have beards.
Okay.
Peter Jackson even accounted for this. If you actually look in the scene with the hobbits at Minas Tirith,
Right.
like you bow to no one. In the background, you can see a female dwarf.
I did not know that.
Yes, because
I didn't
they.
even notice that.
Yeah, well, the difference in Tolkien's lore is that the difference between male and female dwarves is the beards, and the way that Peter interpreted that, because it's never really explained,
Right.
is that they would have like sideburns that kind of went down into a beard, but it wouldn't be like a full-on like mustache beard. It'd be like Abe Lincoln kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
And so he made a distinct difference between male and female dwarves. Not this one! Not this one! Instead, the only reason that we know that they're different is because there's black elves and dwarves. Which is already a problem, because in many different interpretations, the elves are considered, and I quote, fair-skinned.
Right.
What does fair-skinned mean, Alex?
Usually means you're very light.
Very pale, in fact. So already we know that that's not accurate. And I love the fact that everybody's been making fun of that by basically saying, so what happened to all those black elves and dwarves by the time the Third Age rolled around? That's a dark thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're not around anymore.
God.
But not only that, we've also
What's
had,
that?
they're basically going to rewrite Galadriel
Right.
from the ground up and make her an angsty bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's gonna she's there because they need a strong female. They need a strong, independent female character, Alex. So they are going to take Galadriel, you know, the wise sage that we saw in the 3 movies,
Right.
and completely rewrite her history so that she was the tough, badass warrior that we all knew she was. Except she never fought in anything. The only times she fought were before she even came to the shores of Middle-earth. Nobody ever saw her fight. She never participated in any of it, and most of Galadriel's interpretation is like how to avoid war and the sorrows of war and all of that.
So they just got to make
Yeah,
her.
they want their strong female character. It's all stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I can already tell you guys, I'm not watching. I already know they screwed up Wheel of Time. Yeah, I'm not on board, but it makes me giggle that they're continuing to do this crap and expecting people to just swallow it. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm not the only one thinking that that's crazy. That you would make a Halo series, and you wouldn't include the Master Chief.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Peter Jackson's scripts did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Probably.
In fact, all of the rewrites that he did before he eventually said, "Screw it," and I'm gonna go and make District 9, or I'm gonna go help somebody else make District 9. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they all included Master Chief. But not this guy, not this showrunner. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need to go play the games. Just think for a second, people. Because we have, what is it, April that Sonic 2 is coming out?
Yeah.
Did you like the poster out?
Yeah, I like
the clever little homage to,
Yeah.
to the Sonic 2 cover art.
Yeah.
So just think if the director for Sonic, A, didn't do his homework on Sonic, which we know he did, by the way. He didn't play like every single game, but he played some of them. So at that point, he did way more than the Halo showrunner. And on top of that, just think if like, so he put out that initial art that everybody hated, right?
Right.
Just think if he had actually just bounced that at everybody else and said, "You're all racist," and never changed a thing.
I
Do
know.
we think Sonic would have been as successful as it was?
No, it wouldn't.
It would not have been, in fact. So, I think I'm going to go trust him and not you. And instead I'm going to laugh at you. Because you can't do that. But then again, I'm laughing at a lot of things these days, so... Funniest thing about all of that. Oh, yeah, and now we're getting, like, a bunch of in-depth videos about... Oh, and I can't spoil myself on these things, damn it. On the villains of Hogwarts Legacy, and... Oh, yes, and Alex will be so excited about this. He won't be part of it, but Alex, tomorrow, we are going to be doing a new game night on that oh-so-wonderful Final Fantasy game that got debuted last summer. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, a.k.a. Chaos!
Oh,
game.
the chaos!
So
much chaos.
So tomorrow we will be stepping into the house of chaos, where we will wipe our feet on the rug of chaos, and we will put our coats on the hook of chaos.
You just need to keep...
And then we will go into the family room of chaos and sit down on the couch of chaos, so on and so forth. Do you guys get the point?
So if you make
Yeah,
a highlights
stop.
reel, you just need to, like, keep inserting Malcolm.
Yes,
and
yes,
Malcolm
yes.
clips going, that's chaos, sorry.
Well, here's the thing: is like I'm starting to think that this was all clever marketing, because everybody was laughing about that trailer, but now in the last couple of months they put out 2 to 3 other trailers that have been a lot better
I went there.
and have showcased a lot of gameplay and some of the things that they're doing to pay homage to what this is. This is basically a retelling of the first Final Fantasy game. So at that point, they've put out a lot better trailers, and I'm starting to wonder if the reason they put out that really funny trailer was just to get people talking about it. Which, guys, it succeeded. I talked about it.
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While
I
chasing
can see your fucking
Nasty's
berries,
minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
I think he wanted to sound deep and stuff, and it didn't work out. But okay. So yeah, we're going to be playing that tomorrow. I'm kind of excited. It actually looks pretty good. So who knows what'll happen, but then we have to consider whether or not to play Elden Ring. Well, we'll get back to it eventually. I've actually gotten a couple of people asking if you're going to pick up Elden Ring.
Me?
Yes, you.
No.
So, and the main reason being is that the biggest comparisons that are being made for it is that it is Dark Souls meets Breath of the Wild, and I can't argue with that. It actually kind of is.
Great, I love Breath of the Wild. I don't like Dark Souls.
That's kind of what I guess was gonna happen. So there you go. We got you to answer that question for everybody. That was great. So is that the only bit of anime news that we've had? I could have sworn that there was other stuff that happened.
There's been I mean, that's like the biggest news I
I know
think thus
Shield
far.
Hero debuted its release date Thursday, I want to say. But
So that's what, season 2 or 3 of Shield
season
Hero?
2.
Season 2.
So
Okay.
technically we have season 1 and season 1.5, which is like the hot spring vacation, I guess.
Okay, so it's an OVA probably.
No, it's actually not. It's just based on an island where like there's an event going on that makes experience like a lot better. And so at that point they basically made it like, you know, the obligatory hot spring bikini episodes.
Okay.
So, which is kind of creepy considering that a lot of the party members of Now For Me are little girls.
Oh, jeez.
So, but hey, there's Rotalia, and she's badass. I'm pretty sure she'll look just great in a bikini.
Yeah.
So there you go. And Andrea's already getting mad at us talking about a chick in a bikini. We're guys. Get rid of it. All right,
Get rid of it?
Get rid of it. Get rid of it now. Get over it.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's the thing.
Especially
That's
if
the
we
thing
play a certain visual novel that I want to play with Andrea.
Uh-oh.
Play what?
I want to, you know, you've seen it on my Switch. Fuck. You've seen it on my Switch. I want to play Nurse Love Syndrome
Oh,
with,
yes.
with you.
It's not like...
It's not a dirty game,
Okay,
okay?
all right. I have to be a little worrisome with that. We'll see if we can make it work.
What game is it?
It's called Nurse. It's a visual novel. It's called Nurse Love Syndrome, and
Oh,
it's about nurses.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be really fun to play with you
Oh my
because
gosh.
it's not dirty. I'm not saying it's not a little fan
You
service.
say that.
Okay, it's a little fan servicey in places.
See, this is what happens when we push a little harder.
I'm not saying it's not a little fan servicey, but it's not like an H game or anything.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we'll see if we can pencil it in. I don't know. Maybe Brenton would get mad at us for it because he might want to be part of it.
Oh, yeah, if he wants to come in, let's bring him in. We'll have him
No,
come in
we can't
remote.
at that point. There's too many people on the couch.
We'll have him, he can come in
join
remote.
the chat.
Well, there you go. There you go. She can join the chat and she.
I think it'd be better if she was here though, because then she could like
we
critique.
don't have enough room on the couch. Well, actually, you know what? Technically, given how thin both Brenton and Andrea and yourself are,
Yeah.
we probably could make it work.
Well, you know, we
But
could
we only have 3 mics.
remote.
So.
We could always do it remotely. I feel like someone
that might work.
someone joins in remotely.
We'd have to figure that out, but it's. I don't want to say it's impossible. I think it's possible. It's just we would have to figure out all the little details.
The details. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
So,
It's just-
oh yes, and this is the other thing that I wanted to ask Alex.
Okay. I
So
can't
did
get
you see the latest G4 news?
Yeah, I've seen it.
We might have to talk about this on Friday just because of how stupid it was. So
What?
so everybody remembers the epic Frost Grant, and then the what is it? 2 weekends ago, they decided to do one of their game show X-Plays, and they bring on Amaranth in a bikini that I do not think is made for the beach, because it doesn't even look like it's made of like the same fabric that they use to make swimsuits. It looks like it's made of like silk or something. I think she came out in lingerie, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, they bring out Amaranth in a bikini, and oh my gosh, they literally brought her out in a bikini in a ball pit. So you can imagine how many ball jokes were made.
Yeah, they made a
from
lot of ball
that.
jokes.
Yeah, they made a lot of them. And then they also were mocking. So a lot of people didn't know this, but the girl that was also on with Amaranth was apparently the person that wrote the sexism in gaming rant that Frost read off of.
Right.
And so she comes out and basically a bunch of jokes are made that we're going to replace you with Amaranth. And it gets so bad that she eventually comes out in like a sexy dress.
Well, there's a dragon
In
over there.
her purple hair.
Right.
And it's just, it's sad. Overall, it is very sad. And all that we've seen from this after that is So G4 swapped their channels. I'm not kidding. They literally turned G4 TV into X-Play
shoot.
and X-Play into G4
thought I had
TV to try and fix their algorithm
Right.
that had already been wrecked. And they had to get rid of a bunch of their shows, including the one that Frost was happy about because it was going to talk about esports. Frost unleashed on the people making the decisions for that, and there's now rumors basically saying that Frost has been let go, and that the vice president that hired her and also sided with her in her rant has been let go. So it's not looking good for G4 right now. It's not looking good for G4. In fact, it looks like they've basically said, well, we kind of need an audience, so we'll just go ahead and do the things that we probably shouldn't do in order to get them. Good on ya. I don't think it's gonna fix.
Just G4 is, it's too much of a, I think I said it, it's just too much of a product of its era.
Well, not only
Oh,
that,
shit.
but
It's just,
like-
there's no need for a G4 today
okay,
in this day and
the other
age.
problem too, and I know we talked about this on the podcast, but we didn't talk about it enough, was the fact that, like, G4 was, yes, it was a product of its time, but it was also it was like the only thing talking about games in the cable market.
Exactly.
And you moved it to YouTube, where everybody talks about games.
Yeah, because
That was the dumbest thing you could ever have done. Because now, they basically are in a vast ocean. And frankly, there are content creators that have less subscribers than G4 that do it better than G4.
exactly. That's why.
I literally follow people that are in the thousands or even 10,000s of subscribers that do a better job than most of the established gaming channels. Way better of a job. And I'm not just saying G4. I'm talking Review Tech USA. I'm talking Yongya. Quartering to some extent, because he does a little bit of gaming content. Like, they are doing analysis and reviews better than everybody else. And they have, like, 4-digit subscribers.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you know, the algorithm is not on their side. But that was the dumbest thing that G4 could have possibly done, is they are no longer the what's the word I'm looking for? They're no longer the black sheep of the herd. They're not standing out. They are part of a herd of black sheep.
Mm-hmm. Well, that,
And
yeah.
frankly, a lot of them can do it better than that. So, what is it you bring to the market again?
Well, nothing, because
Yeah.
except the nostalgic from people my age and maybe a little older who remember G4 TV. But at the same time, it's like those days are long over now because
Yes.
everybody's can do a gaming channel now.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you look back at old school G4, I mean, yeah, they covered games, but,
Berries are always on your
like, they
side.
never did the level of in-depth coverage that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way that they could have. They were on fucking Spike TV.
Well, they have their own channel.
Well, yeah, but it was funded by Spike, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think it was funded by Spike.
It might have been in their later years, but as
I
far
know
as
that during the Olivia Munn days, it was on Spike.
I just know when I watched it, it was its own independent channel. So I don't know who owned it,
Yeah,
but
during the Olivia Munn days, they had to buy time on Spike TV
probably because
to
that,
be able to do that.
which might have been at sort of the
And so at that
beginning of
point,
their
like,
end.
You know, those kind of tactics make sense because it's Spike TV. It was Spike TV of all places that, you know, they cared about what men wanted to watch, except they kind of didn't.
Spike TV was just the bros channel.
No,
Bro!
it started that way, and then eventually it became like sci-fi. It was just like, oh, we want to get those Lifetime dollars, or sci-fi.
Yeah.
I call it sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
It's S-Y-F-Y now.
Yeah.
So at that point, yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, the G4 is irrelevant. I actually found it funny that they brought on Amaranth, because if you don't remember this, Amaranth actually showed up on the original G4. She actually was there.
Oh, I did not know
She
that.
wasn't part of the team or anything like that, but she did guest spots for it. So it's just like, oh, look, you brought on Amaranth. And of course, I've seen the segment, and I have no problem telling you all, I laughed at her the entire time because, first of all, The bottom of her bikini looks like she's Masami Obari's wet dream. Because she just looks like she has the biggest freaking wedgie.
Oh, is she that one that I can't remember? Like what?
I'm waiting to see what you say.
No, I can't.
Because
Remember.
you might ruin something.
No, I can't remember which YouTuber that was. That
All
Puffed
puffed up.
Are you maybe talking about one that decided to get into licking ASMR and decided to put on a horse
oh
head?
yeah, that one.
Yep, that's her.
Oh, wow.
That's her, and this is why I couldn't take her seriously. Is because A, she had the big ass wedgie, but on top of that, every time I looked at her face, the first thing that came to my mind was the whole scene and that whole thing where she turns to the camera with a horse head, and then turns back. You've seen this, right?
No, I've not
Oh my
seen it.
gosh, I need to show you.
No, I don't want to see it.
So you've seen a lot of the live game growth stuff that they've done, right?
I don't think I've seen any of their live stuff, actually.
Have you ever seen the stuff where they announced that they had so many subscribers and then dug out like a rubber horse head?
No.
Yeah, so it was like that. It's like a rubber horse head from a costume store. She was wearing that on top of a, I think it's like a diva costume from Overwatch, so like skin tight.
Okay.
And somebody asked her, because she was doing licking ASMR at that point. So like she got the ASMR mic and she was licking into it. And somebody actually requested this, and so she was actually doing the licking sounds in the horse head.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
Jeez.
it is just gold. And she did it. She did it, and so at that point, like, yeah, sexy chick in a bikini. Oh wait, and every time I look at her face, I'm just like, because I'm remembering her in the horse head. And it's like, oh my gosh, nobody can take Amaranth seriously anymore. It just can't happen. I at least have to show you an image, Alex. I'm sorry, but you have to see it, because this is what I envisioned when I saw her in a bikini. Let's see. Okay, so that
Wow.
that was her on one of her streams, and she got banned from Twitch doing that.
God.
Her and I can't remember the other girl because she farted into the ASMR mic because somebody requested it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, whatever.
See, this is one of those times where I agree with the dev of Domina, because there's become a whole new class of boys on the internet that I like to call thirsty boys.
Thirsty boys.
Thirsty boys, because, well, their dating life is non-existent, and so their answer to that is then to pay Amaranth, or people like Amaranth, to do very innocuous things on their OnlyFans.
Well, if a fool and his money want to be parted, then so
Yeah,
be it.
exactly. I mean, I completely agree with you on that, but that's the culture that we have now, is that we have this culture of thirsty boys who
probably.
cannot be bothered to go out and date because they're too busy being tier 3 scrubs to Pokemon.
Ah, Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in
Oh my
Lofty
gosh, it's
Castle
Big
too.
Gay Owl of Dragons.
See where it takes you.
Oh my god, I'm super! Thanks for asking! Holy crap! That was Big Gay Owl of Dragons!
Is that like a person?
Yes, in South Park.
Ah.
Yeah, that was Trey Parker and Matt Stone's allegory for gay guys for the longest time.
Ooh.
Because they decided to do an episode about being gay, and so they made the main character Stan's dog gay, and how Stan has to deal with his dog being gay. And so what happens is that Stan kicks him out, and Stan's gay dog, who by the way was played by George Clooney.
Wow.
Yes, I'm not kidding. George Clooney wanted to do South Park, and they said, you play a gay dog.
He's like, I'll do it.
and he did. So all the barks and things like that, they're George Clooney.
That's amazing.
Well, they made up for it later because he played the Doctor in the movie. So, I mean, ultimately it worked out for George Clooney. But, like, this is how much disrespect that Trey Parker and Matt Stone have for Hollywood. So they'll put them in the dumbest things. Anyway, so...
I think you have to be on that top ledge.
Oh, probably.
So Stan's gay dog runs away from home and finds himself at Big Gay Al's Big Gay Animal Sanctuary, where he meets Big Gay Al because he's super. Thanks for asking.
Thank you for releasing me.
You're welcome.
And what's even better is they eventually used Big Gay Al in the... I can't remember what it was. The Boy Scout... I think it was the Boy Scouts taking a stance against having gay...
Gay scout leaders or
scout
whatever.
leaders.
Yeah.
And so they made Big Gay Al the local scoutmaster. Except he wasn't like... It wasn't a bad thing. Like, he actually liked the scouts. The scouts taught him good things. And so he wanted to remain the scoutmaster. But because he was gay, he had to be let go.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh my... Because they actually made an argument of like, oh my gosh, he actually, like, loved the scouts. And he didn't just love it because, you know, whatever reason. He actually liked being a scout.
Oh, glide
And
to
so you
that.
feel bad for him.
Oh, yeah, I see now.
But yeah, there you go. There's your South Park history for the night of Big Gay Al. And Big Gay Al's Big Gay Animal Sanctuary. Let's see, what else can we ruin for everybody tonight? I can put up more stuff on Amaranth. No, I don't. I like you guys way too much. Also, I want to address
Oh,
something
I wonder if
really...
you can get to those fairies.
I want to address something really fast for people. If you don't like the fact that I take these streams down and then move them over to the Drak and Shadow channel, sorry. I'm still gonna do it, though.
Okay.
Guys, that's where it belongs. I'm only doing this on my channel because YouTube literally throws like a collective fit when I try to put on both YouTube channels onto, at this point, Restream, because we're back on Restream because of OBS. So at that point, like, that's why I do it, so that the Drak and Shadow audience can eventually later enjoy it. I'm not gonna double it up and put like the full screen here. If you guys absolutely want, I could pull the, you know, like, I right now I'm cutting them in half for the various games. I mean, I could put the full stream up, but I don't know if that's gonna be that enjoyable for you guys. So, yeah, I guess you'll have to let me know. You guys will have to also let me know how you feel about this cam setup. Because Andrea's near David close times. And we're making Alex feel uncomfortable. Oh, and also because this apparently irritated a few people, rest in peace, Scott Hall. I talked about this last night, and apparently, because I don't talk about wrestling on the regular, I shouldn't do it.
Oh.
Because, you know, YouTube. This is why I don't do what YouTube tells me to do anymore.
Right.
Well, because it was a big tragedy. So, Scott Hall passed away this week at the age of 63.
Right.
And he was actually in really good health. And basically, to give you kind of the rundown of it, he went in for hip replacement. No, it wasn't hip replacement surgery. It was like maintaining or fixing his hip. He had complications because of that surgery.
Ah,
And
shoot.
then suffered 3 heart attacks over the weekend.
Damn.
3 consecutive heart attacks, all separate. And was put on life support. And basically on, I think it was Monday morning, his family came out and
Bless
announced
you.
that they were taking him off of life support.
Ah, that's a shame.
And yeah, that hit home for me a lot because for people who don't know this, my family had to take my dad off of life support, and it was kind of the same circumstances, like complications due to an accident or due to surgery, and just having everything go downhill from there. I feel bad for Scott Hall's family for what they had to deal with, but apparently I'm not supposed to talk about this because I'm not a wrestling YouTube channel. Fuck you.
That's, God
Oh
forbid
wait,
you.
I cursed. I'm not supposed to do that anymore. Now am I? Yeah, you actually would like this guy because, like, have you ever met that one person that is such a fan of what they do, they literally make you a fan while talking to them?
Yeah.
That was Scott Hall talking about wrestling.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Like, he was a hardcore fan of the business, and then became a wrestler in the business, and was able to get his own measure of success doing so. Now, granted, he fell into the same problem that a lot of wrestlers did, which was drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But here's the thing. He got himself out.
Well, that's good, though.
So, for those who have never watched this, and I recommend it to everybody, watch the documentary, The Resurrection of Jake the Snake. Because there were two wrestlers that were literally considered the most likely to die from a drug or alcohol overdose, or from a drug overdose. It was Jake the Snake and Scott Hall. And in that documentary, you get to see them both rise above all of that and change their lives, so much so that they were inducted,
Yeah.
that they were welcomed back into World Wrestling Entertainment and inducted
I don't
into
think
the
I can.
2014 Hall of Fame. So, like that it's like an amazing comeback story. He was living very healthy when the last anybody heard. So that's probably the saddest thing of it. Is like he remade his life. He was getting back into contact with his
Actually,
family.
I think they have a different way, actually. Oh, the cannon, that's it.
So that's the saddest part of the whole thing, is like he was getting to know his family again. He was turning his life around, and actually able to help a bunch of other people getting into the business, and then this happens.
Yeah, that's too bad. It really is.
Yeah, it's. I've been watching stuff on Scott Hall and it's just been so sad to see him pass away this early. And the worst part about it is watching all of his friends just so brokenhearted because it was just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Including Hulk Hogan, who was 1/3 of the
Hello,
NWO
Spyro.
with him.
Nicely done. I'll be done when I've toasted that nasty Nork.
Okay. Yeah, Scott Hall was actually the guy that, or one of the two guys that taught Hulk Hogan how to be a heel, how to be a bad guy, when he eventually turned bad in the NWO. So yeah, Hulk Hogan was like, and I think Hulk Hogan was dealing with surgery himself, and he was heartbroken this whole week. Everybody was, but yeah, so rest in peace, Scott Hall. And yes, I'm going to cover this because if I'm going to run solo podcasts, then I'm going to start covering things that maybe I don't get to cover with Alex, even though I don't think Alex will stop me on this one.
Nah.
Because this guy, Reza Ramon, this guy needed to be covered because he's just one of those, he was an absolute geek about the wrestling business. And anytime you see an interview with him, like, he understood the business probably a lot better than a lot of people do. And he loved it. And so much so that he made everybody a wrestling fan when he talked about it. So that's the sad reality. And I'm just double checking to see if we have any more news stories, because I'm sure that somebody will give me crap about not talking about enough anime. Because it's happened numerous times before. I will go to the dreaded site that I don't like going to.
What?
ANN.
What's wrong with them?
I hate how they cover stories. They need to hire writers.
They do have writers.
They
Stop
need to
it.
hire better writers. See, no, not really. Like, aside from the Funimation stuff, that was
Yeah.
that was a big deal.
That was the biggest story so far.
Because like the other big thing that I heard from Funimation was announcing that, what was it, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which is an OVA, that's gonna get dubbed.
I think that's a movie, but yeah.
Oh, is it a movie?
Yeah.
Movie, OVA, they're the same thing in Japan.
They practically are nowadays.
Yes.
It's kind of sad.
So at that point, yeah, they announced that there was gonna be a dub, and nobody was surprised at that.
Yeah, because the series has been doing very well, so.
Yeah, and don't worry, guys. We'll be talking about this because there's actually a lot that this might indicate for Crunchyroll as a whole. Like, this is how Sony's going to run them. And I'm pretty sure some people will want to know how you feel about that. since, you know, you just love Sony so much.
Yeah, I love them. God. Well.
Do you love them just as much as Damon Mills loves 15-year-old boys?
Oh,
Oops.
God.
Oh, snap. Was that too soon?
Think. Well, that story's proved to be false.
I'm sure it is.
The dude retracted his statement, so.
Yeah, after heavy pressure from legal teams.
Shit.
I'm sure that they weren't representing Damon Mills.
Hello, Shiro.
Hello, my friend! I wonder if there will be a run for Funimation Blu-rays, etc. I think they'll get rid of that, won't they?
Well,
Or
yeah.
they'll overprice them even more, because Sony does that.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I mean, the cost of Blu-rays has gone up anyway, so.
Yeah.
Mostly it's shipping,
Well, everything on Blu-ray went up. Let's just be honest.
but yeah. What? Hi? Okay.
What?
What was that? What's happening?
I don't know,
I
what?
think he got some type of a power up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I can take
Oh,
care of
yeah,
this
you're all
knights.
neon and stuff. Spyro apparently entered the dance club.
Oh, stupid wizards. Stupid
And by
discount.
the way, welcome, Jiro.
Yeah, welcome, Jiro.
Yeah,
Ah.
I don't know if that's going to change that much. Oh, here's one that I know a few people wanted to ask you about, Alex. Shit, I had it on the tip of my tongue and it laughed. God damn it! Oh, the Shenmue anime.
Oh.
It got a demo, or not a demo, but like they
Jumped in that.
released like the first 2 episodes. Did you see that?
No, I saw
I
it.
actually wanted to get us both to watch it just so that we could do a video on it.
I knew it was out, but I haven't watched it.
Is it out now?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
out.
God,
It's
we need
airing.
to do it. We need to watch it. I am
There's a
especially
smart-
interested in what Alex might think of the Shenmue anime. Because there's probably, I mean, I could get Alex to sit through the Shenmue games, but it would be very hard. Well, I don't know how hard it would be because you're such a Sega fan. And they one of the things that people love Shenmue for is like all the Sega nostalgia.
Hey, Spyro. All dragons know there's magic in a fairy's kiss. See what it can do to your power of flame.
Ow! Ow! My chest! He burned his chest hair. What can I say? Yeah, we might actually have to do that, Alex. We might have to watch the
Shenmue anime.
Shenmue anime and
Yeah.
see if it's worth it.
Well, it's on Crunchyroll, so.
Let's see. Is it dubbed? I
Uh,
don't think it is.
not yet. I don't know if they will, but as far as I know, it doesn't have a dub yet.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know if it's gonna get dubbed. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't know
doesn't
either.
sound like it would be a good idea for them to do it. But
I
that's
have heard it's average.
well, that's fine because Shenmue's average. Hey, Rising Sun! I was wondering if we lost you to anime. Oh my goodness, we have moving emojis now. For some reason, they've never been able to work in previous chats. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, we might have to do that, Alex, just to say that we did. But you want to know what else we might have to do, Alex?
What?
Now that Brinton's back, we might have to do the Devil May Cry anime again.
Yeah.
Especially in honor of the Netflix series, which I hear is still in development. I would like to get it a little closer to that, because I'm still very interested in Adi Shankar's Devil May Cry. It might actually be really good. We might have to make that work, Alex. Oh wait, but Dragon Shadow's a dead channel. We shouldn't be doing any of this stuff, right?
I don't know.
Can we just be honest? Like, can somebody please define a dead channel to me?
I guess.
Because even dead channels get views.
I guess it would just. A dead channel to me would just be a channel that doesn't upload content anymore.
See, a dead channel to me would be a channel that, like, is deleted.
True.
Because some people will actually proactively do that. Or they'll just leave. Because, I mean, at that point, if it's still getting views, I mean, I get it. They're not uploading content anymore, but if it's still getting views, is it dead? I don't know. I need to talk to somebody about this. Maybe I should talk to the gamer from Mars. Oh wait, he's busy working on a Chris Chan documentary.
Which, I don't know why. There's already a really in-depth one about from down the rabbit hole.
Oh, there's an even more in-depth one. That's like 60 plus parts. I've watched both. And trust me, don't watch the 60-part one. You'll learn things about Chris Chan you wish you could never unlearn, or that you'll wish you could unlearn. I can't look at Fanta the same way ever again.
Why?
You don't want to know!
Okay.
No! I'm not telling you! Alex will hurt me. You will hurt me. I will tell you after. How's that sound? And then at that point, that's your funeral. Yeah, no major anime news aside from that. Oh, hey Shiro, how'd you feel about the recent review of Doom Eternal that got unearthed? I'm not kidding, Alex. Doom Eternal came out in 2020. Somebody just wrote a recent review on it. And, well, it wasn't a good review.
Okay.
Because, I shit you not, these were the complaints that they had. I'll just read the headline to you, and you'll get it. So this is a resurfaced review, accuses Doom Eternal of sexism and transphobia because, and I quote, there's no sex and no women.
Okay.
I think what this guy actually wanted was that instead of a rage kill mode, he wanted a rage fuck mode. No, not kidding.
Plenty of decent erotic visual novels if you
What
want.
makes you think that Doom has sex in it?
I don't know. I didn't even know Doom had a plot. I always
Doom
thought.
does have a plot! Doom does have a plot, my friend! In fact, we are living in the plot of Doom as of now! Because Doom literally takes place in March of 2022!
Wow.
It does! Now, here's the best part. Do you know why the Doom Slayer went off to go kill the minions of Hell?
No, why?
Because they pet rabbit.
Oh, jeez. That's great.
Shit you not, even Doom Eternal has a reference to this. Because there's, I can't remember, it's in like the Grand Castle of the Doom Slayer. There's a picture, like a personally painted picture of a rabbit.
What?
And it's supposed to be the rabbit, the pet rabbit that the Doom Slayer had.
Oh my gosh. I forgot.
Yeah, we came across this when we played it, and it was great.
I forgot all about
Yes! Right? Oh my gosh, it was just... Yeah, so how does it feel to be living in the world of Doom?
Well, I don't have anything cool from Doom. I don't know enough about Doom to make any...
Ago, we were living in the world of Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to move on from that into Doom?
Here comes
I still haven't gotten my flying cars, my hoverboards, my power lace shoes.
Nobody has.
I know. So I can't. I'm not ready for it. I still need my Back to the Future 2 stuff. I don't have my Black & Decker hydrator oven. I do have the ability to watch multiple videos at once.
Was it Black & Decker?
Yeah, it was Black & Decker.
Oh my god, is it really?
Yeah.
I have to watch that movie again. You're talking about the thing that like
Yeah.
took the tiny Pizza Hut thing and made it into a full pizza?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to go back
think
and
in
watch
order
this
to
now.
get that chest, you have to be
The powerful fire.
So that
gotcha.
actually reminds me of another thing. So we've actually gotten this question a number of times. Like, you know, we used to play a bunch of games on emulator. If we'd ever consider doing that again.
Sure.
And one of the ones that we got asked for is the Back to the Future Part 2 that was released only in Japan. You know, the one that the AVGN showed off.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be fun. We'd have no idea what they're saying, but it'd be fun.
It's like a SNES game, right? So
Yeah. Well, Super Famicom.
yeah, Super Famicom rather. So yeah, I guess we really wouldn't
Yeah,
need to know what
you
they're
can't
saying.
make the distinction between them. The
Okay.
purists will not forgive you. Yes, there's a difference between the Famicom and the NES, and the Super Famicom and the Super NES.
Wrong one.
So, yeah, you have to make sure that you clarify that.
Yeah, so it really wouldn't matter if we don't know the Japanese text, because it's like, it's mostly...
I will tell you one thing that I'm seriously considering with this. So, I have watched all things Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck release so far has been fairly good.
Right.
I've heard a couple of minor complaints that I think are minor at best. And so at that point, one of the things that I found very interesting is that the emulator community has embraced the Steam Deck.
Oh, that's good.
So much so that there are apps already that you can get for it that will allow you to do things like a PS2 emulator, a Wii emulator, a Wii U emulator,
Wow.
as well as all the other emulators that already exist. And you know what, Alex? I have waited long enough. Bandai Namco will not give me the collection that I want, the collections that I want.
Right.
I don't know if we should play them on an actual PS2 without breaking mine or doing damage to yours, so I have considered whether or not we should just do Xenosaga on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
A PS2 emulator, which could do HD.
Hell yeah. We should
So,
do it.
At that point, I think that's the closest that we're going to be able to get, and also we might have to do the Onimusha games that way too. Because, like, I love my PS2, but I don't think it's going to last much longer.
Yeah.
And I don't want to replace parts, and frankly, I don't want to do damage to yours either. Because, like, you know, I will, let that thing stay as pristine as it possibly can, because this is what you're going to show to your kids. You know, like, this is what gaming was.
This is what we grew up with.
But what's even better is, like, I've seen this emulator stuff, right? Game Pass now officially works on Steam Deck. So you have all of that. All of the Windows Store stuff works on Steam Deck. And for what I have seen stuff on PlayStation Now. This is now the official gamer's wet dream.
Yeah.
It is everything. And I just happen to have my copy coming quarter to 2022.
Excellent.
So, yeah, we might take full advantage of that.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, we'll finally do all those things that we keep on saying that we're going to do. We're going to do the crappy movie tie-in games, and we're going to do things like Xenosaga and all that. We'll have to do it this way.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be the better way to do it.
It sounds good.
Oh,
I see. Maybe.
I mean, we'll have to see how that goes. Like, there still are some games on Steam that have not made it onto Steam Deck. They're not compatible yet, but...
Right.
VR sets work with Steam, even if you ever get that. I have seen that, and it is awesome. I will not get it, and it's not because I'm trying to irritate you guys. I already know that VR is not going to work for me. Like, my older brother does play some VR and has some issues with it, and I've already, like, put on one of the Oculus headsets, and I've gotten a massive headache from it. So, I'm probably not gonna. I know that some people were really hoping that we would get around to Half-Life Alyx, but it'd have to be Alex playing, because I can't do it.
I doubt I could do it, because
like,
glasses and everything.
5 minutes in, I was done. Like, my head was throbbing, so I just can't do it.
Oh, did
But
you play it at your brother's house or something?
No, I tried out a demo Oculus headset that I saw when I was out shopping one day.
Oh.
And because there's a game on, I can't remember what it's called. It's not Tunic, but it's like a Rats of Nim kind of game that is for VR only. And I want to play that. I want it to come out because it's third person, and I don't understand why this thing is in VR, because it easily could be on PS4, PS5, and it looks amazing. And so I tried it out, and yeah, I lasted like 5-10 minutes, and then I was done. And it was so sad. It was so sad, because I know that people really want me to try out VR, but it's not gonna work. They're gonna have to find another way to do it other than the visors for it to work for me. So, unfortunately, we are running out of time, Alex.
Okay.
At least for Spyro. So we should probably just kind of wrap things up. But make sure to continue to join us, guys, because we are going to be doing Mega Man 8 next. Yes, it's time for the absolutely crap-tastic dub that is Mega Man 8.
Oh, sounds so great. Can't
That's
wait.
pretty much what Dragon Shadow has become over the last few years, is like any game with a bad dub. Because those are just amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like, we have such fun making fun of them, and it's time, appropriately enough, during the 35th anniversary of the Blue Bomber,
I'll screw it.
for us to finally check out the craptastic dub that is Mega Man 8. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a break. Everybody say goodnight to Andrea.
Good night.
night.
Good night,
She's gonna go
Andrea.
take- yes, exactly. And so she's going to go take care of the kids and go get some sleep. Thank you, Andrea.
Yep.
And we will see you tomorrow for Chaos the Game.
Chaos!
But we'll be back. We'll be right back while we change things over to Mega Man 8.